Welcome to Making Connections interview show. This is going to be a special edition because we have a special guest. But let me tell you a little bit about Making Connections. What we like to do with Making Connections is bring interesting guests, people that are doing some great things out there in the community or the state or the nation or the world. So we can bring people from throughout the world because of the power of the internet, the power of Zoom, and all these connections that we have. Making Connections is, in fact, a product of Conexión Media Group. Our company, Conexión Media Group, produces the largest Spanish and English publication in all of Northwest Florida and Southern Alabama. And in addition to that, we love to do multicultural activities throughout the region, business networking activities to bring people together from different backgrounds, different nations. We also like to do multicultural events for the community. Again, just to bring people together as human beings, as proud Americans, regardless of what background they are from, and then just get them together and enjoy life through product activities, through entertainment, and any other way that they can just have a good time. Our company also has great collaboration with other ethnicities and backgrounds, not just Hispanics. We don't just concentrate on the Hispanic community. This morning we have with us Kalvo Griffin, who is doing some outstanding things in the Pensacola area. He's only been there since 2014, but he came from Troy, Alabama, and has brought some great, wonderful things to the Pensacola area. So we're going to be talking here to Kalvo in a little bit about the Gulf Coast Culture Fest and the Gulf Coast Film Fest that he created 3 years ago in Pensacola. Kalvo, I'm going to call you Kalvo from this point on, Calvin, because that's a wonderful nickname that you have. How are you doing this morning, man?
I'm doing well, doing well. Thank you for having me today.
You are always welcome here. I remember 3 years ago when we first spoke about your wonderful idea to create what is now a very popular event called the Gulf Coast Culture Fest. So it has been 3 years. Tell me
It
a little
has
bit
been.
again about the genesis and why you decided to bring this festival or to create it in Pensacola, because nothing like that existed.
Yeah, so 3 years ago, was, for the country itself, we were going through a lot 3 years ago. We were in the middle of the pandemic. During that time, currently we were on lockdowns. We also, you know, during the time in the midst of all of that, we had a lot of like racial injustices going on. And so really the idea, however you want to put it, Culture Fest kind of birthed it out of chaos. Um, I know. So like during the pandemic, we had the trials of the George Floyd case, and there was a lot of protests going on. And so I was one of the photographers out there kind of just catching the scene. And while being out there, despite the situation, it was so many different people just coming together,
Yeah,
so many
man.
different people from different cultures just coming together, like really like sharing in conversation, sharing in unity to just really support that incident. And so for me seeing that, I'm like, all right, well, this is like, I don't see, like, for the first time for me, it's like I don't really see different races or different backgrounds. Like I see Americans, and it's just like it was a beauty in it. And so I was like, I want to just have something where I could just bring everyone together to just really support and uplift each other, but on a positive note. And so I was thinking and thinking, I was like, well, festivals bring people together. And more so, yeah, I mean, people love festivals.
You
And then
bet.
I was thinking, like, at first, it started out like an art festival. Because I'm like, just as people in general, through the years, we use art as a way to express ourselves and our cultures and where we come from. And when I say art, not just visual art, but music, dance, poetry,
Uh-huh.
visual art. And
Bring
so
people
that's,
together, bottom line. And art is one great way of doing it. Obviously, you
yeah,
throw in the food and you throw in
I
the
was gonna say,
music.
and the food.
Bang, right? They're all there. Now, your background is obviously photography, videography. You're also a film director and a film producer, have acted in some movies even, right? So you got the
Yeah.
whole complement of the kind of things that it takes, to involve a lot of people from different backgrounds. I'm talking about the arts and entertainment. So has that been also one of the things that you had in mind also, just to bring all these backgrounds of people, I'm talking about professions, into this project?
Yeah, I think so. I think like essentially like myself, I consider myself like a Renaissance man. I'm really deep into the arts. And so I really wanted to like use the event to like focus on all types of art. So when you come to Culture Fest, you'll not only see like just singing and dancing, but you'll get poetry, maybe some theater acts, and then we also have a film festival that night too.
Uh-huh. Exactly. So let's talk about the cultural festival itself, to start with. What type of things can the persons that have not attended the festival expect? What kind of things do you have?
So yeah, so it's one, let me just back up and say, so Culture Fest is a two-part festival. And so
Okay.
we'll be in Seville Square on May the 20th from pretty much 10 a.m. to 10 p.m., with the
Okay.
first part taking place from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. During this time, we'll have a whole bunch of different forms of live entertainment, vendors, and food trucks. And so as far as the live entertainment acts, we really want to like share and expose the attendees to different acts that they might not normally get at other festivals. So you'll see everything from belly dancers to, in the past we've had Korean folk dancers, a hip hop gospel rapper,
Awesome. I love it.
poetry, a one act show. So we really have like a whole variety of just different acts. And from just past attendees coming up to me just after the festival, that's been the main thing that I've been getting that people really enjoy is like, they say like, I've enjoyed coming to this festival because I've been exposed to different experiences that have not had.
And I think that is also, one of the key things in these type of events, that uh, even within us, I'm a Hispanic, as you know, 21 different nations, 20 different nations represented, but the United States, we also count them in a way Hispanic. It's actually the U.S. has the second largest Hispanic population or Spanish speaking population in the world,
Oh yeah.
behind Mexico. So the point behind this is that even within our very similar cultures, the Hispanic side of the house, 20 different nations, there's things that we don't know about each other, and
That's
then
true.
we discover those through these activities. And likewise, I'm sure with people that may have never flown or been to a foreign nation or a particular nation, and then they see this entertainment or this dance or this the story or a vendor from that nation, and boom, man, their eyes just light up because they just learned something new
Hmm.
that they didn't know. So it's all a learning experience in many ways, right?
Yeah, and then just the Gulf Coast within itself, I think a lot of people don't realize how many cultures or like different races and groups of people we have in the Gulf Coast. And
That's right.
I mean, the Navy base may have a lot to play into that, but it is so much just enrichment in our area. And so just being able to like
Right.
provide a platform so people can like showcase that and expose people, like I said, expose and provide experiences to people showcasing their culture. I think that's just a beauty.
That's right. And the fact that, like you just mentioned, also that we have a lot of military personnel here,
Hmm.
Navy bases and all
Yeah,
kinds of things near
yeah,
Pensacola.
Eglin as well.
And then you got Eglin over here where we are in our area of Fort Walton Beach. You got Herbert Field, you
Hmm.
got Duke Field, you got the 7th Special Forces Group from the from the Army. All those military personnel, not all of them, many of them are married to uh, uh, non-Americans, let's call them, in the sense of being born in America, is what I'm talking about.
Hmm.
Foreign nationals, let's call it. Now proud Americans too, but maybe they were born somewhere else and or have a different ethnicity. And
Yeah.
so again, the military is a key element in this variety of different peoples too. I hope they come to the event too, by the way. Obviously, all those military personnel that are out there, whether you're from Pensacola or from the surrounding area in Northwest Florida, like Fort Walton Beach and Crestview, make sure you make it out to Pensacola on the 20th of May for the Gulf Coast Culture Fest. So that's the first part of the festival. We're gonna have some food. What type of food do you already have lined up?
So I have a Peruvian food truck. I have a Greek
Greek, oh, I
cows.
love it.
Yeah, they have some amazing desserts, food, funnel
I,
cakes and ice cream, a whole bunch of just really great treats. I have
Awesome.
a fried KJ's fried chicken truck. So she's doing like fried chicken and
Uh-huh.
barbecue, and then I think I have shaved ice. And I have several other food
Gotta
trucks.
have, gotta have, gotta have the goodies, good old American goodies too, man, right?
Yeah. And I think like a
Outstanding.
Venezuelan food truck as well. I know a Peruvian food truck. I think maybe a taco truck as well. So yeah,
Outstanding.
we have a pretty good diverse selection as far as food as well.
And what about your vendors? You have a variety of vendors that are participating,
Yeah,
product vendors, nonprofits?
yeah. So I have I think at the moment now probably like 20 who
Uh-huh.
are confirmed, but we're still finalizing them. So I think by the time we get to the festival, we'll have between like 30, 40. That's typically the number we
Good deal.
got
So
to.
you are still looking for vendors. Obviously, sponsors are welcome, right?
Oh yes, sponsors are always welcome.
You have some sponsored levels or something. You offer some benefits to the sponsors to be part of it, correct?
Yes, and so yeah, we do, and you can find more information about our sponsorship packets on our website, gulfcoastculturefest.com. It's the sponsors tab, and under that, it'll have a link to just a breakdown of our different sponsorship package as well as how to submit payment.
So the website is, say it again, Gulf Coast
Gulf,
Culture
yeah,
Fest.
gulfcoastculturefest.com.
Uh-huh. And you got everything in there as far as all the information that everybody needs to
Yeah.
know about your festival. Let's see if we can show it real quick. Calvin, what you keep talking a little bit more about the Gulf
Oh,
Coast Culture Fest, and then we'll go and transition into the second part of
okay.
your activity, which is obviously the film festival. So anything else about the Culture
Yeah.
Fest part of
And so
it
I
that you'd
think
like to say?
Yeah, and so one of the main things that I want to bring up about Culture Fest too, which is really amazing, is that it is a free event. And
Oh,
so it's a free event that'll be, like I said, taking place all day. We'll be in Seville Square. And so yeah, if you
go
go,
ahead.
I think that is just
There's your
so
reasons
it gives,
behind it.
yeah, I
So
was
you got a
looking at
wonderful
the page.
page over here that gives you all
Okay.
the information about what the festival is about, right?
hmm And so also this year, each year we try to pick a or select a nonprofit in the area to
Okay.
a portion of the funds collected from sponsorships and vendors. And this year's festival, I mean this year's charity will be the Gulf Coast Kids House. I think if you click on the sponsor tab, it'll pull up their information.
Okay, there
But
we
yeah,
go.
this
There's the
year's
sponsor tab.
mhm.
Ah, there we go.
Yeah,
So
here we
the
go right
Gulf
here.
Coast Culture
Yeah.
Fest is
So
going to benefit the Gulf Coast Kids House. What's the Gulf Coast Kids House? What do they do?
So the Gulf Coast Kids House helps service children in the Gulf Coast community, mainly in Pensacola, who have been uh, let's see how the best way to put it. So they service kids who have experienced child abuse in the homes and uh and
Go
help
ahead.
them with family
All right.
within
So there's
family.
there's the page for the kids
Mhm,
house. Our children, our future. They fight child abuse in Pensacola and Escambia County. So
mhm.
again, the festival is not just a way to bring people together. It is a wonderful way to do so, obviously through food, entertainment, displays, and vendors. But it is also serving. In other words, it is benefiting something wonderful. So
Mhm.
you're benefiting the Gulf Coast Kids House with some of the partial or some of the proceeds from your event, correct?
That's correct.
Outstanding. That's another great reason for supporting such an event. You know, you are benefiting a charity per se, an entity that's doing some wonderful things for
And
kids and our future, right? Which is
yeah,
what they are.
yes. And recently, also with Gulf Coast Culture Fest, we've been fortunate to receive sponsorship from the city of Pensacola, as
Yeah.
part as so Gulf Coast Culture Fest will be a Kickstarter event for a series of events happening in the Pensacola area under the Journey to Juneteenth. And so we're proud to make
Wow.
that announcement as well.
So you're the kickoff event for Juneteenth related type of activities that the city of Pensacola is doing, and the city of Pensacola is one of your primary sponsors. Congratulations on that. It is a huge important thing for cities to support these type of events, because the
Yes.
persons that are organizing them for a purpose, and that is community. I believe that's why the word community has unity at the end of it, to
Mm,
remind everybody that that's what community is all about being united, unified. And so it is very important for cities that are that see that these events are being created by individuals, in this case Calvin Griffin in Pensacola, and the city should come out and support it. Yes, we're going to go out and seek the support of the city, but whenever a city sees something like that, they should come in immediately and call that person and say, we want to support you, because it's really the city that is going to benefit the most from
mhm,
such an event. So if you are a sponsor, a company out there, a nonprofit, or anything that is able to sponsor activities, we invite you to contact Kalvo Griffin. What's the best way for them to contact you? The website, obviously, they can go. And is there a telephone number that you can give away, or an email, Calvo?
Yeah, so they can contact me through email under Gulf Coast Culture Fest at gmail.com.
There you go. Contact him through email, or call us up, go to the website, and find out how you can sponsor this event. You can still sponsor it. It's not until the
Mm,
20th. You got until the 20th to sponsor if you want to. So vendors, if you're out there watching this, there's still space for vendors. That's another wonderful way to support the event, because the vendors' fees will allow Calvo to, number one, cover costs, and number
mm.
two, you'll be able to donate more to the nonprofit organization. Are you looking for any entertainers still that may be wanting to participate, or are
Excuse me.
you filled up?
So as of right now, we are still looking for entertainers. We have like I think probably like 2 or 3 slots left. So if anyone is looking to perform at this year's Gulf Coast Culture Fest, yeah, feel free to just shoot us an email. Also under our website, we have an entertainment tab, which has a Google Docs form for entertainment registration. So if you fill that out, it'll come to us and we'll contact you from there as well.
Outstanding. So yes, if you are a folkloric group out there, or a performer that has some type of a neat performance, or a unique one that is maybe cultural in nature, but not necessarily, contact Calvo and see if he can get you in there, and you'll be performing in front of probably hundreds or over 1,000 people throughout the day. So make sure that you contact him if you want that type of good publicity for your act. So the festival is from 10 to 6, Calvo,
Mhm.
called Gulf Coast Culture Fest. And then the second part comes in starting at 8 o'clock. Where is that going to be? That's called the Gulf Coast Short Film Fest. So let's talk about that one.
So yeah, so this year in the past we've had a film portion a part of Gulf Coast Culture Fest. In the past, we've done it at Bartram Park. This year we've decided in the last week to just keep it all in Seville Square, to just keep everybody in one safe space. And so at night during the daytime we'll be there from 10 to 6. That nighttime at 8 o'clock will
Okay.
be, yep, we'll be, you can
Keep
just leave
going.
it right there. We'll be in where it says Boston Park, but we'll be in Seville Square at 8 p.m. for Film for the Culture Film Fest, which is a festival just kind of representing and showcasing short films from different filmmakers from around the Gulf Coast and surrounding areas. We've been fortunate enough, we have 10 films that were selected to be shown.
Wow.
So we'll be showing 10 short films from filmmakers. And I think we've received submissions from individuals all the way from like Panama City to New Orleans. And so,
Oh, that's awesome.
yeah,
And I was surprised many years ago, and you're one of the people that, kind of enlightened me to that. Uh, and there's a great number of film enthusiasts in this area, and people doing some great movie type of stuff, right?
it is. Pensacola, and not only Pensacola, but I'll just say like our Gulf Coast community, even though it may not be prevalent in the film industry, there's a lot of talented individuals who are down here who are involved in film and who create some amazing work. And
Yeah.
so for me, it's just it brings me joy because it's being able to like provide a platform, because everyone who makes art wants to be able to showcase it. So it gives
Oh,
them
yes,
an
of
outlet
course.
to just showcase their films to the community.
Yeah, so let's take advantage at this time to say hi to our good friend Nick Smith. Nick Smith
Hello.
is a big time into film producing and all kinds of things. And he was a collaborator with Making Connections in our publication called Conexión. He wrote about the film industry and the entertainment industry
Mm.
from the local and regional perspective. And him and you are, two of the people that I learned a lot from as far as the amount of people that are here doing some film type of things, and also the different movies that were been recorded in the area. So Nick, a greeting to you, man. I know you're out there somewhere. You moved, I think, from New York now to Colorado, wherever you
Oh, you
might
in
be, Nick
Colorado
Smith.
now?
He went to New York and was teaching film over there, and then he called me and says, I'm moving, I think, it's Colorado.
Oh,
Anyway,
wow.
Nick, I'm not sure where you're at. Nick Smith, you are awesome, dude. Make sure you stay in touch, okay?
Yeah.
Hey, yeah. So, anything else you want to tell us about the film fest itself? I know you got a lot of participants, obviously.
Oh yeah. So yeah. Yeah. We like I said, we have 10 films that were submitted from individuals, or not only individuals, because films are more of a team. So we'll just say from teams from Panama City to New Orleans. The film festival is going to be a definite fun experience. The films that are showing are from all types of genres. So we have some suspense, drama,
Now,
comedy.
short films are, is there like a length, max length
Yeah.
type of thing that
So
they have to
one of
follow?
yeah, so one of the rules or guidelines for the festival is that each film submitted had to be under 15 minutes long. So each film is between like 5 to 10 minutes roughly. Um, and it had to be made using a diverse cast or crew. And yeah, so those were like the main two guidelines. We
That's great.
kind of like, with it being our first year, really taking open submissions, because usually the film festival is tailored to like different, more specific guidelines. This year we wanted to just open it up more. So we allowed people to submit from any type of genre. So we have films that, like I was saying, dramas, horror, suspense, comedy. I think one person did like a miniature documentary on the Gulf Coast. And so yeah, so you'll see a variety of
Now,
types
on
of
the
films.
film side of the house, you have, yourself done films, short films. I'm not sure if you're allowed to have one. You shouldn't have one, and especially, it's not a competition. First of all, it's not a competition, correct? It's a
So it
showing of
is.
the films.
So it is it's a
Oh, it is?
competition as
Okay.
well. So yeah. So we'll there'll be 3 awards that'll be awarded at the film.
Okay.
I have selected a jury of just filmmakers, not from the Gulf Coast though. So I have like someone from Atlanta, someone from New Orleans. I feel like everybody in the Gulf Coast kind of knows each other.
Yeah, there should be no bias. No bias. You took
Yeah,
away the
yeah,
bias
so
part.
it'll be
Yes.
no bias opinion. So I selected people from different regions to come on and select as a jury for me. So there'll be a jury award that'll be awarded, and then I'm gonna let the audience vote on their favorite as well. So there'll be an
Oh,
audience
cool. That's
award.
awesome. I wonder. So it is a competition style type of film festival. All the films will be shown. Now, one of the key things, again, that we want to make sure everybody understands that the location they may see on the flyer or on the poster that may be out there, the original location, but you've moved it and you're going
Mhm.
to keep it at Seville Square,
Yeah,
correct?
yeah, it's at Seville Square. So yeah, if you're around downtown, we just have to change it on our website. But we've updated it on like all of our printed material and promotional materials. And so if you're around town, we have posters posted, like especially in Pensacola area, all around, and it has the correct information on it, just pretty much saying that the entire festival is going to be in Seville Square. It'll be from 10 to 10, and it gives you a breakdown. Just again, reminding you that from 10 to 6, we'll have our live entertainment, vendors and food trucks. And then at 8 p.m., we'll have our film festival. And we're also inviting our food trucks, if they would like to stay later, to
Uh-huh.
hopefully try to catch some of the crowd coming in for the film festival. So you might be able to catch a good bite and watch a movie.
There you go. Outstanding. Calvo, congratulations again, man, for doing this. I know you took a plunge 3 years ago, and
Oh yeah.
were inspired by the situation and what was going on. But the main inspiration that you had to bring people together in unity and brotherhood is the key. And so congratulations on doing that, because now it's 3 years later. It's
I know.
amazing
And
how time
time
flies.
flies.
You're getting older. That means we're getting older. But the bottom line is I hope I know the two previously have been successful. We invite the entire community to come out. Those of us that believe in brotherhood and unity are going to be there. I know. Please
Mhm.
come out.
And
And
it's a free event.
exactly. It is free. Yes, you just got to pay for your food and you got to pay for
Yeah.
your soft drinks or whatever. I'm not sure if alcohol is being sold, but you just got to pay for your beverages and your food.
Mhm.
But you're gonna roam around and look at different vendors. Obviously, enjoy the throughout the day entertainment at the Gulf Coast Culture Fest until 6 p.m. And
Mhm.
then at 8 p.m., the film festival starts. So you can do both for sure,
Yeah.
right? Hang out at the Gulf Culture Fest, maybe go home and take a nap, come back at 8 o'clock and watch some great short films from the wonderful talent that we have in the area. But I also want to extend an invitation to the civic leaders of our area, whether you are a local city councilman, mayor, uh, state representatives especially. I would like this is me just speaking now, David Triana, the host of Making Connections. I'd like to challenge all of those of you that are state legislators to come out to the Gulf Culture Fest. Join the community and be part of that community from the people's perspective. And hopefully you will learn something from it. I know you will. There's a human behind the decisions that you all are making. And I hope that these type of events that show the multicultural aspects of our Northwest Florida region, especially, because we know Florida is fully multicultural, but
Mhm.
Northwest Florida and Southern Alabama are just as multicultural as the southern part and the central part. And these events are done to bring people together in unity. This unity will likely destroy our nation in the future if we continue on these paths. Bring it together. You don't have to like everything that's around you,
That's true.
but if you're part of it, you're going to become a better legislator. You're going to become a better city councilman. You're going to become a better county commissioner. Okay, so I'm talking in general here, not to anybody in particular. All politicians need to be part of the community, and then you'll make better decisions when you are in your very important places where you are making decisions that affect human beings. And that's all I have to say about that. Congratulations, you individual called Kalvo Griffin, for doing this great thing on behalf of the community and of the region. I
Thank you.
congratulate you for it. I think may the Lord bless you in everything that you do, not just this festival, obviously, because bringing people together makes God smile.
Thank you.
Thank you for being here with us. This has been a special edition of Making Connections interview show, produced by Conexión Media Group. We invite you to follow us in YouTube. This show is going to be posted up in our YouTube page for Conexión. It'll also be distributed by links throughout the social media sites that we have: Instagram, LinkedIn, Facebook, and others, but still not yet TikTok, because people have
Ah,
not yet convinced me about TikTok.
you got to get on the TikTok
I
wave.
know, I know. My coworker, my teammates continue to tell me you got to go into TikTok. I just enjoy watching TikTok and some of the stupid stuff I see there. But I'm not yet convinced. But all my other teammates are in TikTok, so that's okay. Thanks again, Calvin. God bless you, brother.
Thank you.
We'll see you next time.
Do you want to advertise to thousands of Hispanics and non-Hispanics in Northwest Florida, and Southern Alabama?
¿Quieres promover tu empresa y producto a miles de hispanos y no hispanos?
Connection is your most cost-efficient way to do so.
Conexión es tu solución.
We are the largest English and Spanish publication in our region. Our primary mission is to inform, guide, and educate our readers via interesting content.
Somos la publicación mensual en español y en inglés de la más grande distribución en toda la región. Además de las 5,000 copias en papel, tenemos activas las redes sociales, incluyendo Facebook, Twitter e Instagram, y también por Internet.
Conexión is your bridge to connect you to the growing Hispanic market in the region. Call us.
Llámanos.
You dare enter the castle. Buy tickets now before it's too late.